Ayo Larson, you spazzing.
Alright, y'all. Today I have kind of a different video. We're going to be talking about riding shoes. This is a question I get asked about a lot just by people in my local. We're going to start off from what I started riding in and now to what I'm riding in now. There are like different things you want to look at when you're getting a pair of riding shoes. A flat bottom, for riding scooters specifically, a thick insole and like good padding. If you're riding a skateboard, you don't want as much padding because you want to be able to feel the board, but riding scooters, you want a flat bottom and somewhat thick insoles. So what I used to ride in are Vans. I literally rode in only Vans, and not these specifically, but I rode in a lot of high top Vans, and I switched to low top Vans because low tops you have a lot more flick and you have a lot more motion in your feet, whereas with high top Vans it's kind of constricting around the ankle. With Vans, they have the flat, like the super flat bottom. They're just really comfortable and pretty cheap. They're about 75 bucks for a good pair of riding shoes. But for me, I switched to leather shoes instead of this canvas because this canvas really doesn't last a long time for me specifically. Especially when you're on your scooter and when you drop a foot, your knee pad slide. This part of the toe box is always rubbing on the ground. These are the pair of shoes that I'm riding in right now. You can see like this part will just completely tear off. But with Vans, since they're made out of the softer canvas material, this stuff will rip in like a week, especially if you're trying new tricks all the time. I went through Vans every month. Like I'd buy a new pair of Vans once a month. I don't know, it's really not any other part of the shoe that breaks for me. It's just this toe box and any part of the shoe that is made of canvas. The bottom is really good though, like the insoles and stuff. If you get the Chima Pros, the Rowan Pros, any of the Skate Pro shoes, they usually have a pretty thick insole. I can't take these ones out. That's something to keep in mind. Next shoes that I went from Vans to Air Forces. I went to these, it was actually an old pair that my friend gave me that were actually kind of in this condition. I just needed a pair of shoes that had a really thick padding, but we'll get to that later. I'm riding these now, but once the pair that my friend gave me like kind of blew out and like they weren't able to be ridden anymore, I got these. These are Pumas. These actually lasted me a long time, and I can still technically ride in these because the toe box isn't messed up. It's a suede material, which is actually a little bit thicker. It lasts a little bit longer than the canvas. This shoe is a really good riding shoe. The only problem I have with this is the insole is so thin. Literally, I was touching the ground when I stopped riding these shoes. Like, you can look on the inside, the sole is like tearing. You can see like the diamond pattern on the inside from where the inside is like wearing away. I rode in these shoes for about 2 to 3 months, so not too bad. I could still ride in these, but they just hurt my feet so much. The flat bottom is kind of wearing away too. The back of it right here is kind of wearing down. But yeah, these are pretty good. These were 75 bucks, so pretty much the same thing as Vans, but I think these are a little bit better because these last a lot longer. They were good at first, but then, you know, the insole started getting really thin. They were already kind of thin in the first place. I really like them because you could feel the deck. It felt really good on tail whips and stuff, but anything else kind of sucked. Jumping big gaps, landing flat. Then I went to Blazers, the low top Blazers. Like I said, I don't really ride in high tops. I feel like it's way too constricting. If you do like riding in high tops, Converses are a really good shoe. These are the CDG ones. If you're not willing to spend 150 bucks on a pair of riding shoes, get just the 70s, like the Chuck Taylor 70s. But these have a really thick material. I used to ride in Converses. They lasted me forever, especially because they have this little toe box covering, and I swear these things last so long, I swear. And the insole is pretty thick. These are pretty comfortable to ride in, all around really good shoes, but again, high tops and the low tops aren't too great. If you do like high tops to ride in, Chuck Taylors are really good. So I went back to the Blazers. Again, they have this little toe box thing, so I don't know why I haven't been riding in these. I could. I just really needed something a little bit thicker because these, again, personally, I just need something super thick. That's why I ride in Air Forces a lot. But these are a really good pair of riding shoes. If you want, you can get the Blazer high tops if that's your thing. If you really want a good, somewhat cheap pair of shoes, I think these were 90 bucks, so these are really good. And then I switched back to my Jordans. I rode in Jordan 1s for a while, and I still ride in these every once in a while. I really like these shoes. These are really good to ride into. These are like a thicker version of the Blazers. You can get these, but if you don't want a high top necessarily, but you also don't like low tops either, you get a pair of mids. a pair of Jordan 1 mids. I really like Jordan 1 shoes for wearing and riding in. Brand new, these things are pretty thick, so if you want, you can put in some gel padding in these or like foam padding, and you'll be good to go with these. These are really good. I would really recommend either these or the mids. Again, I don't ride in high tops, but if that's your thing, then that's your thing. An actual skateboarding shoe that Nike makes are Dunks. These aren't SB Dunks. These aren't the skateboarding Dunks, but these are still, I think these would probably be better than Jordans to ride in if you're willing to pay a little bit more. But if I had a pair, I would show you guys the SB Dunks, which are even thicker. The tongue is huge, like it's ginormous. The tongue is so thick. The bottoms are even thicker. But yeah, if you're willing to spend about double the price that you would spend on a pair of low top Jordans, these are really good shoes. But that's if you're rich. But now to the pair of shoes that I ride in daily and that I'll probably get another pair of because I really need a new pair. The Air Force One. And it's a pretty cheap shoe for just the normal, nothing going on with it, just the white pair or the black pair if you want. I need a new pair though because the toe box is kind of ripping a little bit. The insole is so thick. It's so thick. But I needed them because I was trying a lot of overheads, trying not to land flat as much, but I was still landing flat. So if you're the person who does huge overheads, lands flat, jumps huge gaps to flat, these are really good. These lasted me for a while. Still riding in them, but I started riding in them about 2 to 3 months ago. So yeah, these are really good to ride in. I really enjoy these shoes. I'll definitely be getting a new pair of these. Probably not the white ones. I'll probably get like a pair of customs or like different colors. But again, you can get the pair of mids or high tops. They're pretty close to a mid top shoe. But these are the shoes I ride in now. I would highly recommend these if your feet are getting really sore. I think that's it. I buy all my shoes off of StockX, or I go to my local mall and buy a lot of shoes. The best thing to look at for a pair of shoes is what's comfortable to you. I think the Air Force One so far is my favorite, just for the riding style I'm in right now. A lot of Nike shoes are really good. The Pumas are really good for a cheap pair of really durable shoes. I don't know. I just don't think I'll really be going back to this shoe. They just don't last very long for me. My feet hurt every time I ride in them. I don't know. Everyone's built different. But if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe if you want to. I'm trying to pump out more content for you guys because I know I've been slacking recently. That's why I'm making this video, because I can't actually get out and ride. There's a lot of snow. Yeah, if you guys want more videos like this, just let me know in the comments down below. And so hopefully I'll be able to get some more content out for you guys soon. Let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.